If you're a foreign pharmacy graduate with your eyes set on practicing in the US, the FPGE can feel like this massive, intimidating mountain. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down how to climb it, using advice from people who've actually made it to the top. Let's jump right in. And let's start with this piece of advice right here, because it's maybe the most important. The single biggest trap people fall into is feeling totally overwhelmed. And hey, it's a normal reaction. But the key, as we'll see, is to focus your energy and not just drown in a sea of textbooks. So first up, let's just get a good look at the mountain itself. What exactly is the FPGE, and what makes it feel like such a unique challenge? Okay, so at its core, the FPGEE is the gatekeeper. It's the big test from the NABP that's designed to make sure your pharmacy knowledge is on par with the US graduates. So it's not just about what you know, it's about making sure that knowledge lines up with the standards and practices right here in the States. Now, this right here, this quote, really captures a feeling that so many candidates share. If you're feeling a little freaked out by how unpredictable the exam seems, you are definitely not alone. It highlights this idea that the FPGEE can feel less like a straightforward quiz and more like, well, a test of how you apply really broad concepts to questions you never saw coming. I mean, think about it. More confusing than the NAPLAX? That says a lot.
All right, so if the terrain is that unpredictable, how in the world do you prepare for it? Well, you start by choosing the right guidebooks. Let's take a look at the top recommendations, pulled from both official sources and, more importantly, the online community.
Okay, let's break down the heavy hitters. The APHA Complete Review. This is a huge community favorite. You'll hear people say it's a fantastic, all-in-one book that covers almost everything you need. Then there's Lippincott's Pharmacology, which gets praised by pretty much everyone for its amazing diagrams and that online question bank. It's a great foundational text. For calculations, people often bring up Mann and Schroff's guides, but you also hear a word of caution that they can be too much, so you got to find your own balance there. And of course, you have Remington, the definitive core reference book for the field. You know, having the right books is one thing, but how you use them? That's a whole different ballgame. So let's dig into the strategies and the wisdom from people who have already walked this path. And this brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Is there one perfect way to study? Some magic timeline or secret combo of books that just guarantees you'll pass? Well, if you listen to the community, the answer is, it's a little more personal than that. You are absolutely going to hear stories like this. They sound almost like legends, right? Passing this beast of an exam with just one book and only 2 weeks of cramming. It sounds incredible. And hey, for some people, it might even be true. But then you get this crucial dose of reality. As this person points out, context is everything. Someone who is literally fresh out of pharmacy school is on a totally different journey than someone who's been licensed in their home country for years and needs a complete top-to-bottom refresher. So the real takeaway is this. Your study plan has to be tailored to your life, your background, and your experience. And speaking of practical strategies, here's a really valuable one that comes up a lot in these discussions. The idea of working as a pharmacy technician while you're studying. Think about it. You get to earn an income while completely immersing yourself in the US pharmacy world. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually do that? Well, based on advice from others who've done it, the process is pretty direct. First, obviously, make sure you're eligible to work here. Then, create an account with the PTCB. That's the Pharmacy Technician Certification Board. And here's the game changer. You can actually email them and ask to use your foreign pharmacy diploma to bypass the training course and qualify directly for the exam. And a lot of pharmacies are happy to hire unlicensed techs and help them through the process. And this is exactly why that strategy is so brilliant. You're not just memorizing abstract facts. You are learning the US brand and generic drug names on the job, every single day. That practical, hands-on experience directly reinforces what you're studying. Plus, you're earning a living. And as one person mentioned, you can often switch to part-time as the exam gets closer to really hit the books hard. Okay, we've covered the exam itself, the best resources, and some smart strategies. But there is one final element that shows up again and again and again in these conversations. And honestly, it might be the most important thing of all, the power of community. I mean, just look at this. When you scroll through these forums, yeah, you see the book recommendations, but this is what you really see, a constant, almost urgent search for connection. People from all over the world, all asking the same thing. Can I join? Add me in. They're all just looking for others on the exact same path.
And that really just boils it all down to the ultimate takeaway, doesn't it? More than any single book or study trick, it's the shared experience, the support, and just knowing that other people get what you're going through. That's an incredibly powerful tool. You are not climbing this mountain by yourself. So we'll leave you with this thought. Preparing for the FPGE is, without a doubt, a tough, personal journey. The path is challenging for sure, but the resources are out there and the community is out there. The only question left is, who are you going to climb it with?